Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Hank Russell invitation. My guest tonight, I found this guy probably, I'd say a shade under a year ago somewhere, and I just had to have him on the show. His show really entertained me, and I was just like, man, this is one of the coolest shows I've ever seen. And I don't know what else to say about it. I mean, sometimes you just want to bring somebody on because they create value based upon like what it is that you just love about them as a person. And I've watched this guy enough to know that I like him as a person. So I'll give him a proper introduction. He hosts the show called the DJ B-TAZZY In The House Party. He is a DJ. He works for the Athletics, formerly from Oakland. He's from Oakland, California, raised in the Bay Area, California. Huge wrestling fan, huge sports teams fans are of the Oakland Athletics, Cincinnati Bengals, God knows why, Sacramento Kings, San Antonio Sharks, Cal Bears, and Oregon Ducks. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for my man, Mr. DJ B-TAZZY. Hey, man.
What up, man? What's going on? How's your day going?
Oh, man, it's going good, man. It's going good. So thanks for finally coming on. It was my fault, but I just wanted to see what you say. So there's two elephants in my room I have to address. Number one, you're from Oakland. Why are you not a Raiders fan?
I follow the Raiders. I like when there was in Oakland. I actually really like the Raiders. It's like they're it's like you cannot not root for the Raiders when you're in Oakland. It's just like that. The funny part is like it's the same thing with the Warriors. Like, why do you not like the Warriors? I'm just not a bandwagon fan when it comes to the Warriors. I can't do it. I'd rather
Well,
just
but why the Bengals? Why the
uh
Cincinnati?
that story goes for a long ways around.
Does
That happened with
is the
uh,
punchline Ocho Cinco?
nope, nope,
Okay, all right,
nope,
go ahead.
nope. Actually, it's Achilles and Jeff Blake, which is funny. Um, I actually grew up around my dad a lot, so I he adopted me as a United fan, believe it or not, and then I feel like I wasn't really drawn to the Niners, if that makes sense. I was like, I'd rather have my own team. And I was watching, believe it or not, the Niners versus the Bengals one day. And it's funny because that's I believe this was like '99 when they blew the Niners out. Well, they didn't blow them out. It was just like a back and forth game. They're like, I like this team. And then I saw like their versions of Jeff Blake, Carl Piggins,
Mm-hmm.
Corey Dillon. I was like, I really like this team, and that's when I went back and like backed up and like, hey, let's see what's going on. See what this team was about. Of course, they're called the Bungles for a reason. Um, I mean, they've been to the Super Bowl once at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. It's something about them. I just got drawn to it. I was like, dude, I like this team.
You know, the Raiders are my team. So
Okay, yeah.
I'm jealous because I'm sure you've seen them live, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. We went to a bunch of games. A bunch of games. It's so much fun.
I've been to a Titans game, but I've
Hmm.
never been to a Raiders game, and I've never seen them play my Raiders. So I'm a little bit jealous. It's like, I mean, that you're not that's not your team, but you've actually seen them before I have. So
Hmm. So they're kind of I could consider more in my second team, if anything.
okay,
Um, but yeah, they're imagining a Halloween party during a football game. It's that crazy. It's there's a thing where it's like everybody's like, oh, these Raider fans are bad. Believe it or not, no, we're not. We're not worse than Philadelphia fans, but believe it or not. But anyway, um, the tailgate parties. There's time where like, hey, come on, have some grill with us, and like, you want a beer,
yeah,
you want a beer. It's one of those. It's like it just draw me into it. That's why I really like going to the games. It's like
yeah,
um, and they're loud.
hmm
That stadium in general, because obviously the A's player was playing there too. It's just loud. It's just that passion of what Oakland got. In Oakland, it's just
yeah.
passionate with passion. I don't know you. I don't know when the Warriors was playing in the arena. It was like exact same thing. It was loud. it was just it's something about the city that it's a great sports town. Fortunately, there's no sports in there now.
I mean, it's just that's what I was going to get here. That was kind of my thing. So you work for the Athletics.
Hmm.
What do you do for them again?
So we're actually working the locker room, basically the clubhouse. As
And,
everybody was like, it's a clubhouse. It's not a locker room. It's a
right.
clubhouse. We'll just go with that.
Okay.
And yeah,
And so
yeah.
you are relocating to Sacramento, California. You said.
We I just got the exceptions over there, and I'll be there on the 1st of December. Yeah,
Mm,
it's a very interesting situation. Let's go
yes.
there. I don't know where else to put it, but it's like it's been like the on and on thing since the ownership we had. It's been they've been trying to um, get us a new stadium and everything, and
Yes.
it was just hard just to build stuff in Oakland, which was very weird because it's like you have playing space in Oakland, but hey,
Yeah. You
but
know, is it a blessing in disguise because Oakland doesn't really have a sports team anymore, as far as like one that's notable?
I don't know. It was I do know when we was the only team for like the last I believe 4 years. Uh, it was that's the only thing people were talking about was us, but at the same time, it's like you get a little worried when you hear rumors and stuff like, are we leaving this city? Like we leaving these fans? Oh my god, these fans are ridiculous, awesome. Like there'll probably be on like 10,000 people in the stands,
Yeah.
and it's like they're still loud. It's like it's crazy.
This is baseball and football, right?
Yeah, football. There was fans, and people were
Oh
like,
yeah.
"Oh no, the Raiders don't have dude." That place was almost completely always sold out. Always.
Oh no.
Maybe here and there with Mount Davis, but that's
I I used to be friends with Raider Violator.
okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. He's a cool dude. I met him once.
Yeah.
I think all the times I've been to that stadium, I was in the black hole once, and that was
Okay.
it. We were staying up the whole time. It was just so much fun. It's like
Yes.
we're in the black hole.
Dude, you know how much I mean, when he told, I'm not going to say it out loud, when he told me how much his season tickets were for Black Hole tickets, I was like, no wonder you travel 6 hours to go see them play.
It's very different. It's very different. I think what it is like the stadium
Yeah.
that they had at the time. It's like nobody gonna want to spend that much money on tickets, so they're not going to they're not going to jack prices up like that. But
No. But yeah, no, it was very low. It was very low price what he told me. I still remember to this day, and
hmm
I was like, this is in the Black Hole. I'm like, man, I'll fly out there.
it's it's like I said, it's a Halloween party. Literally in the black hole is a
Yeah,
Halloween party. Really, it's like wow, this is nuts.
yeah.
It's nuts.
So, you think it's gonna be hard to make friends up in Sacramento?
uh, as fans wise, so I don't know if anybody knows this, but our minor league team actually used to be the Rivercats.
Okay.
We used to actually have affiliation with the Rivercats before the Giants took over. Funny that's happening right now. But
Yeah.
so I think there's a lot of, and this is what I heard from people from Sacramento, and this is also A's fans. They're
Yeah.
like, if they would just move to Sacramento, we would have no problems whatsoever. They'll have fans all
Yeah.
over because it's only an hour and a half away from Oakland.
Yeah.
But Vegas, yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I'm with you. You know, I'll tell you that. I'll tell you this. I remember. You know, it's funny we have such a big difference of opinions about our teams and stuff like that. But I followed the
hmm
Sacramento Kings for a while because Zach Randolph was
hmm
playing with them at the end of his career. Do you know who Zach Randolph is, right?
Yeah,
You know, I'm
correct.
a hardcore Grizzlies fan.
Yeah,
I'm from
it's a, it's a,
Memphis,
it's
so
a, it's a, it's a. Believe it or not, my dad's from Memphis.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So he's a Memphis guy. You can
Oh,
tell.
I'm so sick. Injuries for the last 12 years have riddled our team.
Hmm.
We are a riddled with injury team. I wish I had a better way of putting it. I really,
Yes, especially right now. Yeah, I didn't even know he was hurt. I forgot.
Morant.
Moret. I didn't know he was hurt until I actually see him on crutches. I'm like,
And you know what the funny thing is I'm so sick of him right now, man. Like, there he's on the local radio show acting a fool. Doesn't look like he's limping or something like that, or not. Our local podcast, over at the Grizzlies, they have a local podcast there that's video, all that stuff has,
hmm
they get all the big stars and stuff like that, and the big players come on, and Morant's in there playing around, and I'm like, dude, okay, maybe because all right, he's obviously not basketball playing shape, but I don't know, man. It's just always such a clownish thing about the guy. He needs to grow the hell up.
that's one thing about why they did what they did with the whole. You have to be a certain age to make it to the NBA because you have to be mature. You have to go to college to be mature to before you even
The one,
attempt to make it to
yeah,
the NBA.
yeah. Tell that to Derrick Rose.
Just saying. Just saying. Yes.
Derrick Rose wouldn't have done if it wasn't for the fact they did a one and done. He would have gone to the NBA, but he still wasn't mature enough to handle it.
Mm-hmm.
And part of it has to do with
Yeah.
your diet. The guy ate nothing but candy. That's why you know, that's why his bones were made of glass. It's just
Good glass. Yeah. And injuries get frustrating. I get it. It happens. But when you keep on getting injured, I'm like, something ain't right. Something ain't right. And me being with me working for a baseball team, you can tell the uh, about who's going to be reliable, who's not going to be reliable. Not going to go like who whatever. But yeah, man, it's it's frustrating, especially you want to see a person do good, but when you can't keep it on the field, it's like, dude.
yeah. No, I know it, man. Uh, I'm with you on that. Yeah, I'm a huge NBA fan. For me, my
Mhm.
rankings are NBA, Major League Baseball, NFL. That's how I rank mine.
Nice,
But,
nice.
well, I'm a Cardinals fan. Okay, I've been a Cardinals fan since the day I was born. We luckily in my lifetime we got a AAA team, so I could see Cardinals players
hmm
all the time and meet them and stuff like that.
hmm
So I'm a hardcore Cardinals fan. Obviously, basketball is my number one because I grew up as a child watching Penny Hardaway and Elliot Perry and guys like that. So it's not that I don't love football. It's just that I'm not as emotionally invested in it because we had a pretty crappy college team up until Justin Fuente became our coach.
Yeah,
And I'm a
yeah,
Raiders fan. I mean, I love my Raiders, but at the same time, my loyalty runs about the length of a coin sometimes.
yeah. It's my thing is it's probably a good thing. Well, I feel like they got the right coach. I
Yeah.
do feel like they got the right coach. When you once a head coach, you want him to have passionate of the team.
Yes.
And believe it or not, you have passionate of a team. Like Antonio Pierce is a Raider.
He is. Oh,
He is a
he has Raiders written all over him.
yeah, and that's perfect. He just got to get the right coaches around him, the right coaches, and you got backing.
He
You
needs
got
a
Tom Brady in there now, which is very hilarious right now.
yes. Well, he needs a little bit more autonomy when it comes to, forming a squad.
hmm
I don't know. Okay, I think Brock, what's his name, was an excellent choice. Our new tight end. First round, we needed a
Yeah.
tight end. There's,
hmm
you know, but they didn't hustle to get us a quarterback. I mean,
I think they're waiting for a person. I know who they're waiting for.
are you talking
And,
about Prime's boy?
hmm
You think
I
that
think they're waiting for.
you think we can get Prime's boy?
I think what it is, which is very funny. One, Tom Brady is now in on upper management on the Raiders, and he actually uh, Sanders actually learned under Tom Brady, which is very funny. And I feel like that the stars are lined up for that reason. So I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
yeah, that's very early. And the Raiders are probably going to be. I don't. Do I see them winning any more games? I see them winning part two more games. So they're
Okay.
going to be in the top, and they might. They have chances they can actually trade people, so
Yeah.
they can probably get that number one pick and then get him in there. Which the last time we did that number one pick, the Raiders, we got Jamarcus Russell. So I'm like,
Don't remind me.
but you, but the thing is, when you have a person, you have a player, and his father is like one of the greatest of all time. You have more faith. You have more faith in him. You know?
I remember that. Did you see that interview between Dion's son,
Mm-hmm.
Dion, and Tom Brady? Do you remember that one?
It's been a long time ago. I can't remember that one.
Okay, it's about a year ago.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah,
it's been a long time. It's been a while. In football
yeah,
years, that's a
yeah.
long time. But
Yeah, very.
I'll just say that I'll just say this. The question was from how do you pronounce his son's first name, by the way?
Sonora, it's something like that.
Yeah, I
It's
feel
just
horrible.
I don't want to put you.
No, I feel bad. I feel bad because I'm a stickler about remembering people's names. Like I always,
Mm-hmm.
it's just polite to do that, but I just don't. Anyway, I mean he's Dion's son. Anyway, so Dion's son asked Tom Brady, "Okay, do you think it's okay for me to have like this car and this chain and all that stuff?" And Tom Brady goes, "You need to worry about getting your ass in the film room."
Mm-hmm.
It's a whole
Mm-hmm.
different. I'm glad he's doing well as a football player, but
Mm-hmm.
there's this like spark of like jealousy on my part a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, but when a 19-year-old is asking the greatest of all time in Tom Brady a stupid question like should I is it okay if I have this while I'm a college student?
Which that's the youngest coming down the hill, and I believe as soon he gets a whole. Well, I'm pretty sure after that interview,
The
I can see Dion kid on him about that. Like, what are you doing? No, you don't do
the
that.
the guy is Deion Sanders' son. He could drive a 30-year-old Honda Civic, and
Mm-hmm.
it'll just make him
Mm-hmm.
more likable, and he'll sow his royal oats even more. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
because that's all he's worried about is getting his wick dipped.
Yep, that's basically what it is. And I just hope. Well, the good news he's coaching by Deion Sanders, so it's fine. Me watching a lot of college football, I can see he is maturing this year.
Yeah.
You can tell. Well, it don't help when you have the Heisman Trophy winner playing with the Heisman Trophy winner right now.
Oh yeah. Oh, you think he's gonna win the Heisman?
It's either him or the running back from Boise State,
I was just gonna
uh,
say the Boise State running back's the one I think is gonna get it.
which is crazy because you wouldn't think anything from Boise State would actually be
No.
a Heisman, which
Yeah.
I think what that team is basically going to be. They're actually moving conference next year. They're actually going to the Pac-12. That might be their conference, if that makes sense. It's going to be, yeah.
I was telling you on the phone that I'm not the
Mm-hmm.
biggest college football fan. I do follow it because I used to be a sports broadcaster on the radio. So
Okay.
I've got my lineage towards following sports because it hasn't been compelling in my opinion. Like we are so fooled, like it's always the same rivalries, and the same rivalries usually have the same outcome. That we've had some spoilers before, or what do they call it? Upsets. We've had
Mm-hmm.
those, but it's never been an even playing ground, and the scores have always been dramatic. It's like 50-13 or something like that. I mean, these dramatic scores, all these things. And the reason why it's somewhat more exciting than football is because they screw up more.
Mm-hmm. I think it's changing, and I think what's helping is the new playoff scenario.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's changing, and of course the NIL and the transfer portals.
Yes.
It's basically like NFL now because you can leave and you don't if you're not happy. And I was like, okay, yeah, it's kind of make you wonder, like, hey, maybe we should do contracts for these people now
Yes.
because I'll be honest with you, me being an Oregon Ducks fan,
Mm-hmm.
our quarterback, he's going to be a one and done there. Uh, I'm a little annoyed by that in a way because
Talking about Oregon.
yeah, I'm a little annoyed about that because it's like you have a good quarterback who's in the high speed race or whatever, but he's gone next year. It's like,
Hey,
really,
y'all,
dude?
y'all beat Colorado last year.
Yeah, man. The way what I saw in the brackets, we are going to have the number one seed unless we lose to Washington again, or uh, that Indiana team is ridiculous.
Yeah.
They're scary, but I think what's different between this Oregon team is their head coach. Is a little bit different. Having a head coach from that SEC is changing the mentality of Oregon's. They are very physical. I never think I'll ever say that about Oregon because they've been a finesse team for like 15, 20 years since I watched it. And it's like, yeah, they're too soft. Honestly, like the national championships we went to, it was too soft. It was too soft, and now it's like, oh, okay, this is this is promising now right now.
Yeah. No, I get it. Oh man. By the way, to switch gears a little bit, I saw you. The way I found you was through wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was a commentator for pro wrestling for a while there, for years. I
Okay.
don't. Are you still a wrestling fan? You're supposed to be watching SmackDown right now.
So, what we can get into this. I had the perfect plan,
Okay.
me not to actually be on there, and I have the people I've actually be on the show with
Uh huh.
actually do it, and then it'll be no problem. I can miss one show,
Well,
right?
I won't keep you.
And
How long's the show going to be? I won't keep you long that long.
oh, it's okay. It's I just so my guys that's normally on and doing the show is basically they got occupied. It was sort of it was kind of an emergency, so it's
Yeah.
like
I'm
it's not a big deal. It's not a big show tonight.
I'm not the reason why I'm not tripping as much about time is because hopefully there will be the return of TJ Btazzy. So there you go. But no, yeah, you know, I grew up watching wrestling. I'm from Memphis, so Lawler was king
But
here.
yeah, it's big. Yeah,
You know,
huge.
it's gosh, I got to see a lot of the big stars. You know, when they
Hmm.
were like, of course, a lot of them are getting older now, though, and some of them aren't even in it no more. But I remember I saw John Cena when he was the
Hmm.
prototype up in Dyersburg, Tennessee. I met him. He was working, you know, and who else? I mean, I've seen a bunch of them. I mean, I had a short friendship with Rocky Johnson,
Okay.
but Rocky Johnson was old back then, though. He was well into his 50s, maybe 60s. You know, I mean, the Rock's daddy.
Direct Daddy.
So
Direct Daddy. It's it's crazy because I do go to the shows a lot when they come out here. It's a good the Bay Area is a good market for wrestling, obviously because the Rock is actually technically from here. He actually was born in Hayward, California. Believe it or not, a random spot in Hayward, California. So
oh,
he's
really?
have a lot of ties from the Bay Area. So that's even like Rikishi is from San Francisco. The Usos are basically in San Francisco and stuff like that.
Yeah, no,
Uh,
I knew about that. I actually used to know. I used to know, or not. I used to know a promoter that was friends with Rikishi, so I got to meet him when he retired. And this is probably about 15 years ago or something like
mhm.
that. So I'm looking
Yes.
up. I'm looking up. I'm googling Dwayne Johnson now,
Hmm.
and I'm like, also known as The Rock. And I'm gonna see where it says he was born. Let's see. You're right, Hayward, California. I'm not saying you were lying, but
It's always good to be confirmed. You're right.
oh, we got somebody in the chat that wants to say hello.
What's going
What? I
on?
didn't know you. I didn't know that, Hank. Memphis. Hey, hey, right. And by the way, hey, Tora, write me. I want to have you on my show. I've been. If you're still watching, write me. I want to have you on my show soon. I have a plethora of people that come in here. By the way, I've had mental health therapists. I've had book authors and stuff like that.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Oh no, it's probably long closed, but yes, I remember Liberty Land.
Liberty Land. Yeah,
You're,
so be. Can you hear me? Oh, sorry.
no. I was just about to say your pops probably knows about it more, but yeah,
Yeah,
go ahead.
so we used to go out there during the summers or whatever, and he was like, "Yeah, let's go to Liberty Land. It's literally right next to the stadium, which is hilarious." I'm
Yes.
like, "Okay," I'll be looking at the stadium like, "Hey, is that ever going to be? Can we actually go?" It's like, and this is a time when I didn't know about seasons in football, and I was like, "Oh, there are 9 seasons." I'm like, "Oh, come on." I want to go to a college football game. Um, yeah, it was a bunch of rides there. I remember I wouldn't ride them.
Yeah.
I think I rode the log, which was like one of those rides. It's like, okay, I'll ride the log. But other than that, it was a night. It was nice. It was like it was a good time. I wish it was still around, but
Yeah.
you know, it happens.
No, I'm with you. I mean, I'm with you. By the yeah, so going back to wrestling though, yeah, I had the, you know, I mean, I'm still a big wrestling fan.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing, my only beef with wrestling nowadays, well, I have a few beefs, but like the main beef about wrestling, in my opinion, and Al Snow said it best. Did you see the show Wrestlers on Netflix?
I did see that. The last thing I saw on wrestling on Netflix is actually the Vince McMahon documentary.
Well, they had a year ago. They had that documentary Wrestlers. And it was about the old It was about the OVW and stuff like that.
Okay.
And him and I agree on one thing, and that is that wrestling right now is basically based upon the event rather than the wrestlers themselves. You think about it, like WrestleMania 40 obviously drew in a big crowd because of The Rock. But before that, who do you think was the biggest draw before that? The Rock with John Cena.
Mm.
So WrestleMania to me is no longer an event that draws the star or that draws or makes the stars famous. Rather, it's all about the event rather than the wrestlers.
Yeah, I think they're. I think you could blame Vince McMahon when he was there for that. Like, hey, and the problem with the regime before the regime now is that they didn't make stars. They when they made the star as of John Cena, they stopped making stars. Let's be real. The women are taking over. The women are taking over this the whole wrestling
Oh,
because it's incredible how a lot of the storylines now, I mean, especially NXT, is basically women, which hey, no problem at all.
yeah.
but but yeah, so I think what you got is let's be right. Triple H, who's in there right now, and he who is a guy that believes in the women wrestling. You're seeing that a lot. You can tell. I mean, they're still doing the whole bloodline, which I am completely shocked how long the storyline is doing. It's
Yeah,
incredible.
I'm
It's
not
very
a,
impressive, actually.
yeah, it's impressive, but I like Soho, but he's proof positive that they just don't have a good heel. It's hard
Mm.
to find a good heel. I want, who do you think the greatest heel of all time is? And you're not going to guess mine, but who do you think is the greatest heel of all time?
Man, I think people up there will be like someone like Ted DiBiase. Probably was a good heel. Um, I mean, come on. If you mess with little kids, like messing with their money, like come on.
Okay, yeah. Okay, he's
It's
definitely top five. He's in my top five. I'll give him that.
um. Other than that, dude, you have to go by. Believe it or not, there are some spurts where there's actually been great heels, but actually could be faces too. Like even Triple H was a good heel. He was a great heel at that.
Top top 10,
Randy
top 5.
Randy Orton, when he's a heel, is incredible. It's like because you can tell he has a. Let's be honest, he have a little asshole to him.
Oh yeah,
Let's
okay,
keep,
okay, yeah. All right, so
yeah.
straight out the chute. Yeah, okay, I get it. But
Hmm.
I'm going to tell you who the greatest heel of all time is, and let me elaborate. John Bradshaw Layfield. And I'm going to
Okay.
tell you,
Yeah.
and I'm going to tell you why.
Hmm.
He didn't have a quote that people liked. Like people always do the heels quotes sometimes. Like they're all too cool, right? Like even Orton. Orton's an asshole, but he's
Hmm.
also got his side to him where people buy his T-shirts and stuff like that. There's
Hmm.
no JBL T-shirts. There's nobody in the audience wearing cowboy hats. There's
Hmm.
nobody quoting that stupid "I'm a wrestling god." When he comes out to this day, the only people that cheer him is people who respected his in-ring ability and for nostalgia purposes. But
Hmm.
nobody liked JBL. And you can go and I can't go as far as back as like the 50s and 60s, but in my opinion, over the last 45, 50 years, it's John Bradshaw Layfield.
I agree with that. He is in the top five. He
Number
was
one.
he came out of nowhere, by the way, when he became a heel. Because before that, he was a tag team with Ron
Yeah.
Simmons,
Yeah.
and that tag team was ridiculous good.
Yeah.
It was insane how good they're good. And
I
then they split.
yes. If he had stayed with them, hold on one sec. I actually Tor, I actually knew Kamala.
Well, yeah.
I actually knew
Uh,
Kamala. He died years ago now, but I knew him 20 years
mhm.
ago. But no, I just think that about JBL. You can't really name anybody that's a bigger heel than JBL. I mean, Ted DiBiase is great because he messed with kids and stuff like that. And it was a horrible thing he
Mhm.
did.
Mhm.
But people still had those $1 million belts for sale and stuff like that. They still had his, he had that cool phrase, everybody's got a price.
It's
There's nothing cool about JBL, not one thing. I loved Bradshaw for the record. I
Mhm.
loved the APA. That was great. But not,
Mhm.
but JBL, he made me hate him. And that's what he was supposed to do.
it's hard, and this is not just it's not nobody's fault becoming a heel. It's hard to not be cool as a heel.
It's true.
let's I mean, think about it. The Rock was supposed to be a heel. Everybody all of a sudden loved him.
Yeah.
Stone Cold was supposed to be the biggest heel on the planet, ended up being like the face of the company.
The best heel in wrestling right now is MJF, and the guy he can't lose.
He can't lose, and everybody still likes him. And they
He's
could,
my
he's one of those you love to boo him, and you love to get his merch when he does get there. He's got merch, and
my
you still.
my favorite wrestler currently that is under the age of 35 is MJF.
Mm-hmm.
He's my
He's
favorite.
it's he's one of those guys as one of those throwback heels. Is and you could tell by all his interviews. By the
Hmm.
way, he stayed in character. That's the other thing too.
Oh
he
yeah,
stays.
yeah. I saw his interview with Ariel Hawani. I'll explain that in a sec. Hold on one sec. What I used to be so intrigued and scared of him at the same time. Okay, he's like 6'5". I'm 6'2", and he intimidated me. But Tor, I'll tell you who really got me scared. First time I met him was out when I was announcing. I was actually ring announcing and commentating, and out
Mhm.
comes King Mabel Viscera. That
Crazy,
was
huh?
the scariest thing I've ever seen. Next to when I met Moondog Spot, but I'll tell you that story one day. So, but what were we talking about? We were talking about the MJF. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. He's one to say I love the dude. Like, dude, this is perfect. Did he make the right decision for him to where he's at now? Time will tell because right now that company needs to look itself in the mirror right now. Um, but yeah, man, I we'll see. We'll
Why
see.
did
Let's see what 2025 is.
why
you
did
know,
why did Ricochet leave and go over there?
So Ricochet basically said, I think I saw this in an interview. He basically said he wanted another challenge. So he wanted a challenge. He's seen everything. It's like every time, every year that he was with WWE, it was like one of those stop and go moments, stop and go, stop and go. Um, it's funny because it looked like Triple H was about to push him before he left, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
But it was like it was kind of he think it was too late. I don't know. Will he ever on that side? And I'm not hating AEW because I love AEW too. Um, I don't know if he's gonna be able to. Let's let's be real. There's too many people in AEW right now.
Dude,
There's
I'm tired of watching AEW and having like 10 factions with 50 people in them come out. It's like they're trying to get their whole locker room out there all at
yeah,
once, and that's stupid. I'm like,
which don't get me wrong, Triple H is a big faction guy too, but he got the factions in the right spots. If that makes sense.
yeah, but they shouldn't be too big. I mean, the NWO was even the
Mm-hmm.
legendary NWO. When it got
Mm-hmm.
more than like 3 or 4 people, it was horrible.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
all of a sudden you pull up and there's like 3 limos with 30 guys, and it's like it's not even funny. It's not even funny or fun anymore. And it's like
That was the
the
downfall.
that's
That was yeah.
I, factions are okay, just not so
Mm-hmm.
many, and not like in large quantities. I mean, how many people were in Chris Jericho's? It's like what was it, like 8 people? I'm like, oh, dude,
Yeah.
and everybody
I
everybody
think
can't get microphone time. I'm sorry, it pisses me off.
yeah, I think what basically what factions are, and this is what was brilliant about when WWE used to do factions, especially like DX, Parade, Evolution. They always had the main guy, right? And then you
Yes.
had the middle person that's like he's right there, he's on the cusp, he's right there, and then you got the younger guys that's going to be the future.
Yeah.
That's basically how you do that, and that's basically how DX and even let's put respect on this. The Mystery of Darkness, remember that?
I do remember that.
you had they had some people right next to the Undertaker, which is brilliant. If you want to learn from a best, you learn from the Undertaker. Actually, believe it or not, that's how the first time I ever saw wrestling was the Undertaker when he debuted.
I was this close to meeting him 20 years ago.
Oh, he is tall. he is tall. I got to saw his entrance live, dude. If you ever had, and we know about wrestling obviously, but when you actually get to see that entrance live with the fire and the smoke and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that, it's incredible. It's like the whole the whole
Yeah.
arena changed. The only other person I ever seen where the arena changed like that was probably Bray.
Who? Bray
Bray
Wyatt.
Wyatt. That's
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Okay. I didn't understand, but yeah, I've seen
yeah,
all those guys. I've seen the Undertaker at least 10 times. I saw Bray Wyatt, I think, twice.
yeah.
God
He's
rest his soul. But
he is one of those guys. He's a storyteller. I like storytellers like that, and I wish he could tell his story better than he did. But when you got when he was around the first time, when you have and I am yes, I am going to bash him on this. When you have a guy like Mr. Man who controls everything and not let his wrestlers create,
yes,
let them create, it's going to it don't work. Let's be real, it don't
no.
work. Yeah, it's um,
Oh, it's definitely some straight cabbage. Don't get me wrong, but
mm-hmm.
but that's the biggest thing about wrestling nowadays is that I'm hoping that they go when the Netflix comes, that it's more garnered towards adults.
Why do you say that? Because I have looked and said see the new ratings for all the shows. I do
Oh,
know Raw is going to be TV 14. Um,
okay.
I do know SmackDown, which is funny because it's actually going to take me back. SmackDown is going to be TVMA.
Oh,
Um,
really?
yeah, which is funny because the USA Network. But I think the USA Network, I think they're up for a change, going back to what they used to be anyway. Come on, you had Chucky on there.
Yeah, you had Chucky. Yeah,
You had Chucky on there, and obviously NXT is going to stay PG because obviously they're on a network where they can't really go completely too far. And I have a long hatred towards CW right now.
yeah. I don't blame you. Yeah, it's just, and you know that they ought to. It doesn't matter what the rating is. They ought to thank their lucky stars that they're able to develop on TV. There was no NXT
Mm-hmm.
back in the day. You did dark matches,
Oh,
baby, until and you did local shows and stuff like that. You didn't. There was no. I get to develop myself on TV, which they're better than I am, but
hmm I think I am supposed to be called the NXT guru, if that makes sense. Um, the main reason I like them is because you get to see the talent first. Like basically, like when it was back in the day when you like you remember back in the day when we was went to a taping for SmackDown or Raw. You saw the dark matches, and you get that's the first time you ever saw a person. Like I saw, like you said, I saw John Cena for the first time and Brock on the same first time on the same show, by the way.
yeah,
And we was like, who the we saw Brock Lesnar, and we're like, what? Who is this dude?
yeah.
And
It's yeah.
it's insane. It's insane.
So you're an NXT guru, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I need to vent
Quote
my
unquote.
I need to vent my frustrations real quick. Hey, if you're watching this, Trick Williams, fuck you. Okay.
I have a feeling
Whoop.
about that.
No. Hey, no. Let me say that one more time. Let me say this. Trick Williams, fuck you. I'm from Memphis. Whoop that trick is our saying.
uh, uh, I get
Okay.
it. I get
Okay.
it. I
Anyway, all right. Yeah, and I'll tell you. And if you know the if you know, like we from the movie Hustle and Flow, and we
Mhm.
say that at Grizzly games, whoop that trick is our thing. They did it at a wrestling show in Memphis when Charlotte and somebody else was in the ring with each other. I think it was Charlotte and I can't remember who
Oh
else was
yeah, I
in the ring.
remember that. I
But
remember
and
that.
this was in Memphis. And then she's like, "Yeah,
Mhm.
they're calling you a trick." Then all of a sudden they tick that. Then they tick. Then they take that and give it to Trick Williams, and it's like no. And I heard Pat McAfee say that at the show one time, and I'm like, tribute to Trick Williams. I'm like, no, that's Memphis.
Yeah, I think one of those things where it's crazy because he became Trick Williams and it just became that on accident. It's like, well, we're gonna run with it because well, quite frankly, it's showing it's making money, right?
Dude,
I do think Memphis should have some compensation for that. So I hope they look at that like in the future, like, hey,
dude,
so
it
say like they do a pay per view in Memphis or something like that, and I hope he puts some respect on that when if they do that pay per view and have like the Grizzlies come out or something like that. Some of them put some respect on Memphis because
thank
that's their saying. We go hustle and
yes,
flow.
thank you. And
Mhm.
I'm telling you, that gets my heart rate going every time. Because I
I
look,
get it.
dude, I did a sports radio show here in Memphis. You've probably heard of the term grit and grind for the Grizzlies.
Hmm.
I was here for all those years. I was working in, man, I saw it develop. We made that place what it is. And somebody like Vince McMahon or whoever stole that. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Oh, and let me see this. Hank, you're going to have to come to Creator Camp as DJ, and I'll find you a Lola. Who's Lola?
You know how many Lois is out there?
I'm trying to
Shout out
figure
to
out what.
Lola. Shout out to Lola Vice, by the way.
Oh, is she a wrestler?
Lola Vice, yeah, she's a wrestler. She is. You have to see pictures. That's all I would say.
Oh man. Oh no. I mean, yeah, she's right. I think you're gonna have to find it. That is funny. Creator camp. Are you going to creator camp next year? Because, by the way, what movie? What movie is she talking? She says from the movie. What movie is she talking about? DJ and Low. Oh! Hustle and Flow. Yes.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
that makes sense. Why is
Okay.
that?
Yeah. No, she's right. She's right. I know what she's talking about. I haven't seen Hustle and Flow in 15 years. Yes, that's right. That's right. She knows. She knows. I know what we're talking about now, Lola. That's right, man. I got this beat in my head, man, and it's just there, man. You know, nobody said Maine until that movie came out. It's like I remember we had this lady in Nashville. I met this lady from Nashville, and she said Maine, and I'm like, that's our word. Okay,
Yeah,
Maine.
here's the funny part about that. That's what we used to call. That's what a lot of people used to call my dad. Obviously from Memphis.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
where he got his name from.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you know what Terrence Howard's favorite superhero was? Superman.
Yeah, yeah.
What's his favorite part of the lion? The mane. What's his
They
favorite
shoulda-
salad? Romaine.
They really should have made that show Empire.
Yes.
They should have just continued on from that. That's what they
Yes.
should have did. But I get it. It still was a good show, but
Yeah.
it was nice if it just did from Memphis on. I think they did it from Chicago on. Which, let's be honest, the
All
two
of my
cities.
was Big Man, Little Man, Junior Man, Gucci Mane. You know. No, I. She says I should come to campus, DJ. I'll put the leather jacket on and the perm. That's right. Oh man, I got this. Now this that good leather, right? It keeps your body where you want it to be in the middle of July, man.
Oh, I had some outfits when I was DJing during the summer. Where I was like, what was I doing? It was hot. It was all
Dude,
hot. I was
I'm telling
like,
you.
dude,
I'm not.
I'm done.
Yeah. By the way, I'm not trying to invite myself, but Slick M, I'm gonna have to come on your show one day when you're doing like the SmackDown thing.
Oh yeah, it's so here's the crazy part. So this is how basically how this came about. So basically it started with me and a guy named Coaster Mediax. We originally was going to do a tailgate party, which is going to be a free show,
Yeah.
and I was going to do the Cooking with Tassie in together with that, and then the after party, which is basically going to be the after party, and we have
Yeah.
like drinks and stuff while we're doing the party. Which is there's a couple of after parties we did where I completely sometimes forgot what I was talking about because I had two drinks in me. It was like, what are we doing right now? It actually went back to my I went off the rails one day when I actually talked about my old DJ at the adult clubs back in the. It was fun. And then basically what happened after that, I decided it started with NXT. NXT, we started doing the watch alongs for those, and that was amazing. It went well. And then I start doing. Let's try it again. Let's start Raw. The Raw one was like, oh my god, this is 3 hours, right? 3 hours, and then SmackDown added, and that happened too. But I was like, maybe I should add more people to this, and this is when I start doing contests for people to come on the show and see how they do. If they do good, there'll be a permanent person in the party. If not, well, it happens. So that's why I got the crew I got. Is they just a pawn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Let me give a warm welcome to one of my guests here, ladies and gentlemen, from Raven Talks with Yolanda. She is Yolanda B. Hello, girl. I just had her on a couple weeks ago. She's a Ravens fan that's from DC, which it makes no sense, but she explained it to me, and I'm glad to see her tonight. That's great.
I've seen a lot of people like that. There'll be a lot of people, a lot of Raven fans that's in DC, and I think it's vice versa as well too. which is
Yeah.
very crazy. It's like, okay.
Yeah. Well, I'll just say that I'll just say this as a St. Louis, I should be a Tennessee Titans fan, and but I can't imagine being another fan besides a St. Louis Cardinals fan. So I mean, I don't know. I really don't.
I heard from people that when we do road trips,
Mm-hmm.
I hear people when they go to that stadium, they are amazed how that stadium looks. They have the whole, it's like a town around it
Yeah.
as well. It's they said, dude, this is amazing. Like their hotel room is like right there, so they're like, hey, I could just go downstairs right next to the stadium before I go in and like, hey, you know what I mean?
I I just do you go on the road with the team, by the way?
So I've been to one road trip with the team a couple years ago. Actually, I did. It was the Anaheim and Seattle trip. Let me say this: that Anaheim trip, we didn't stay in Anaheim. We actually stayed close to San Diego.
Yeah.
It was at the Ritz, and let me tell you, I did think I belonged in the Ritz. The you can tell when you first walk in, it's like what?
I I just got back from Massachusetts about a month ago, and
Mhm.
I got to go see Fenway Park in Boston, and I
Mm,
did not realize how dramatically small that place is.
it's very small, yeah.
But the green monster, the big wall that's really high to hit up atop, I get it. That's a difficult thing to hit over. So
Mhm. Yeah, I was told by a lot of players, it's like it's better to be a left-handed hitter than the right hitter, unless you're Mark McGuire or Kosei Kaseko. Yes, I'm tuning the whole bachelor thing. Um, I can't think of any other big power. Well, I guess my Giancarlo Stanley and Judge,
yeah,
probably somebody else too. Um, yeah, man.
I mean,
Even people like Ricky Henderson is like, nope, I'm good.
yeah, the big green monster's hard to hit over. Yeah,
Yeah, like we will pass.
I mean, you look at that wall; it's amazing that they hit over it. It's just
Like you literally have to hit. You literally have to lift the ball to actually get it over. I don't know
yes.
how baseball players does do it. They tell me. I ask them like, how do you? It's like, hey, you hit the right ball, you're going to hit it out, and it's going to go over.
I
Like, okay,
I wonder if they have a amount of home runs that have been hit over the big green monster. Monster.
the master. Yeah, I think it's a fair amount. Even, you know who actually surprised me about the amount of home runs he hit over that wall? It's probably Mo Vaughn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because it's like you're a left-handed hitter and you're hitting over the green monster. Like, what are you doing? Don't you see the foul territory on the other side? Like,
Hey, who am I to tell professional baseball players how to hit? It's like
I
no,
like
it's
it's wild. It's very wild. Um, just to hear like players like talk about their hitting and like what I should do. Frank Thomas is big about that. Talking to him about it, he's like, "Hey, I should have did this. I should have did that." I like,
you've
okay,
met Jumbo
yeah,
Frank.
Jumbo for yeah, man. So they say I was his main guy. If he needs something, I had to go do it. You know what I mean. He's an awesome dude. He's an awesome dude. He's like
He
he
was
chill. It's you can dude. He was huge when he got the hood. It's not huge in a bad way, but it was like, dude, like why are
well.
you so tall and big?
Frank Thomas was one of my favorite players when I was a kid.
Okay, yeah, he's a character. He's a character. He's like uh,
Excuse me.
he's to say like he's very intense. If he don't hit it, you're going to hear about it.
Yeah.
Like I should have did this. I should have did that. What was I doing? It's crazy. What's more crazy about the way he came to us, the team that we had. It was a lot of characters on that team. Let's put it like that. Milton Bradley, everybody Milton Bradley, it was a lot of characters.
Yeah. Absolutely. No. Oh man. So Yeah, we got to do this again, by the way.
Hey, I'm down.
Yeah, let's do. You want to do this again in about a month or so?
I'm down. I'm down. I'll be in a better
My,
location.
my friend
Well,
Yolanda, she's watching us. I'm gonna try to have her back on after week 17 of the NFL because she's a big Ravens fan, and I can't hate the Ravens. I'm actually like I don't hate any team hardly. I really don't.
right.
When you did like I said, when I was on the radio, you really I even learned to like the Cowboys, and I still do. So it's
It's
tough, but
yeah. It's I mean, even the Raven thing, we're rivals. And I can't not hate them. I hate the Browns more than I do the Ravens. Let's keep it real.
uh, well, you'll be happy to hear they won last night. Then so,
Oh yeah, that was something. I love the game though. It was like nice and slow. I love snow games. They're so much fun.
yes,
Yeah,
absolutely,
totally.
man, absolutely. Well, I know that SmackDown's on, so I don't want to take you away from it for too long.
No, really, I could just rewind.
Yeah, so we said we do this again around mid-December. What do you think?
I'm down. I'm down. We can talk. We can. I'm actually about to start. We're about to start doing watch alongs for the college football, which is actually probably a perfect time actually for that.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have you back on in mid-December then. So I appreciate it, man. I didn't want to hold you up too long because, like I said, I know you got your guys, and I don't want you to sacrifice with them and stuff like that too much. But
They're
man,
fine.
I hope to come on yours one day, man. It should be fun.
Oh heck yeah! I like when it's like people. It's literally. I actually treat it like a party. It's like you can do whatever you want. You could drink. Smoke. Well, certain smoke you can do. I don't want to get in trouble for that. I'm good.
Yeah.
Eat. It's basically like a watch along, like watch along party, literally.
Oh, absolutely. No, I'm a big bourbon and cognac guy. So
I've been starting to do tequila a lot. I guess it's the California me.
yeah. No, I know tequila's big down here too.
Yeah,
Tequila's big down here too. It's just because it's the South doesn't mean that hey, let me rephrase that. I don't know how old you are, but a lot of younger women drink tequila down here. Yeah.
I've been drinking also tequila, but doing a lot of Jack. Especially, oh my God, the honey Jack is so good. I just need to stay away from it.
Yeah, I'm with you. There's a
Stay away from
distillery.
Jack.
There's a distillery out in your area called Savage and Cook. Have you ever heard of it?
That sounds familiar. Yeah.
I love their. I love Scottie Pippen's bourbon out there. So.
Dude, it's the crazy part is the amount of during these streams, especially these pay-per-view streams, that I just like, hey, let me see what happens if I drink some of this.
Oh yeah, no.
How good the stream will go.
Oh man, we'll have to do that on your show one day. I'm telling you.
Yeah, classic. It's fun. It's fun.
Well, thank you, my friend. Yeah, we'll do this in again a month or so. So I'll close this out. Thank you, to my new friend DJ B-TAZZY, man. It's been great. It's been great to get to know him. I don't know who's on next week. I forgot I got my schedule here.
I've been there.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my man, I hate to because I gotta watch what your reviews are on this week anyway. So on SmackDown, but this is Hank Russell with the Hank Russell Invitation. Y'all have a good one.